That intro's good. That intro's real good. I'm Matt Siriani of the Equinox, ladies and gentlemen. I am alone, but no means am I by myself. I got Ming Chen, the producer of the Equinox, pressing the buttons. How you doing, Ming?
Good. How are you? Happy trade deadline day.
Happy trade deadline day. Well, trade deadline month, because there's been trades going on for the past 31 days, if that. And then my girlfriend, Sam Myers, in the audience, just watching by. Carl McGlowski, along with many people, are scared about the weather outside. And if you don't know what's going on with the weather, typhoon. Well, not really a typhoon. That's a wave thing. But it's also, heavy rain, supposedly some winds, and supposedly some life-threatening conditions. So if you're out there, well, it's actually worse in New York than it is New Jersey. In New York, Staten Island, on Highland Boulevard, it's actually, bad. There are cars underwater. It's that devastating. So if you are out there, please be careful. But anyway, we do have a lot of stuff to get into, mostly the trade deadline for Major League Baseball. And because so many trades happened while I was doing work today, I do have the trades right in front of me, courtesy of Ming Chen, because I can't remember all these trades off the top of my head. And I wish Carl was here because, Carl is my buddy, my partner in crime when it comes to this. Okay, here we go. So, a lot of these came after the 6 o'clock p.m. deadline. So we'll just get into a lot of these. So Jordan Montgomery and Shelby Miller, that's the one that really struck me, because Jordan Montgomery got Tommy John surgery recently. He's not playing this year, but it's a good acquisition for the Brewers. The Brewers were basically, the Diamondbacks just gave whatever of Montgomery's contract to the Brewers, and the Brewers just said, okay, we'll take that off your hands. Matt Manning, another bullpen guy for the Phillies. The Phillies have been going crazy with the bullpen. Mike Yastrzemski was traded from the Giants. That's actually a shocker. Mike Yastrzemski was traded from the Giants to the Royals. Royals, I don't know what they're thinking, but Charlie Morton is with the Detroit Tigers now. That's actually kind of the Orioles just trade a lot of people away as I sit across.
Yeah, it was solid. Last 10 games, 7-1.
Yeah.
I think sub 3 ERA, I believe.
Yeah. But
he's 41 years old though. 41.
He's up there in age.
He ain't young.
He ain't young. But I was gonna talk to you. The Orioles sold a lot of people today. They really did.
They're not going anywhere. What are you gonna do?
They're not going anywhere. But
a lot of expiring contracts. Listen, Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn. They want them back. Great, re-sign them at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So a couple of teams get some good rentals.
Yeah.
And, Cedric Mullins to the Mets. They can use some good center field defense help.
And you want to know what else they did? Apparently Cedric Mullins called Mike Piazza to ask him if he could use his number 31.
Wow. They haven't retired it?
I thought they did retire it.
How do you not retire?
Mike Piazza, the guy.
Mets.
The guy who hit the home run after 9/11, you don't retire his number? Come on.
All right. Well, that's the Mets. That's the Mets. And then we'll get to the Padres, but Ryan O'Hearn, both those guys have fun on your contending teams.
Seriously.
Congratulations.
Seriously. Taj Bradley, who was a big-time prospect once upon a time for the Tampa Bay Rays, he's now in Minnesota. The Twins gave a lot of people away. They traded Griffin Jacks away. Ty France is in Toronto. Alan Rodon and Kennedy Rojas are in Minnesota. Minnesota got some light pieces. Camilo Duvall to the Yankees. This was the last trade the Yankees did before the deadline. It was actually right at the buzzer at 6 p.m. And they gave away a couple of prospects for him. Jesus Rodriguez is up there, as well as Parks Harbor, and Carlos de la Rosa, as well as another prospect. So they gave a couple of pitching prospects away for Camilo Duvall, but Duvall's a really good reliever. One thing the Yankees have been lacking this entire season is their bullpen. That's the problem, because after a starter gives you 5 or 6 innings of good work, if you don't have a good bullpen to shut things down for the remaining 3-4 innings, that's a problem. So, good on them. They actually got 3 bullpen guys. They got, not only did Camilo Duvall, they also got, they got Caballero, they got Jose Caballero. They got a couple guys, Jake Bird they got, and they got David Bednar. Those 2 are actually really good, too. I love David Bednar because David Bednar was money for the Pirates, and then Jake Bird was good for the Colorado Rockies. We got a couple guys from the Rockies. I don't know what the Colorado Rockies have with us, but whatever.
They ain't going anywhere, so might as well rebuild.
Well, the Rockies ain't going anywhere. They're the worst team in baseball by a country mile. Phil Maton was traded to the Texas Rangers to the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals sold a little bit. They didn't really do much. Adrian Hauser is with the Rays now, courtesy of the Chicago White Sox. The Cubs got Taylor Rogers, which is actually a little bit of a shocker. Jose Caballero to split time with, I guess, Ryan McMahon, who was also a trade acquisition for the Yankees. And then Everson Pereira and cash considerations. So they gave cash to the Rays.
That player cash consideration.
Yeah.
Also, how do you give him up?
How do you give him up exactly?
Got fleeced.
They did get fleeced on that one. They did get fleeced. The Red Sox got fleeced. They took the wrong reliever. Dustin May is going to the Boston Red Sox from the courtesy of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And what happened there? Well, the reason why my Boston Red Sox fans are pissed is because Dustin May is injury prone. He's proven that time and time again. Loro even tells me that Dustin May is injury prone. We go down the San Diego Padres. They were wheeling and dealing all day long. They got Nestor Cortez, a former Yankee. They got Jorge Quintana, and they got some cash considerations. And then the Brewers in return got Brandon Lockridge. Miguel. Wait, what? Am I reading this correctly?
It says Miguel Andujar. Yes,
he just hit 2 home runs yesterday for the A's. What are they doing?
Being the A's, that's what they're doing.
What are they doing?
They're being the A's.
The A's were a fun team.
Moneyball. They're playing Moneyball.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're playing by the movie. Miguel Andujar is now with the Cincinnati Reds. I'm actually really surprised about that.
Yeah, they got Kenya Huggins. Why? Oh, he's a pitcher.
He's a pitcher.
I was gonna be like, why? Because he gets on base. But
exactly.
He's a pitcher, so he's
well, the A's also gave up a couple other players today. They gave up Mason Miller, their star closer, and J.P. Sears to the Padres, who, again, wheeling and dealing. Okay, Will Castro's with the Cubs now, courtesy of a couple of pitchers. Oswald Peraza, see ya. See ya, goodbye. I can't take you anymore. You suck at third base. And then wow,
it's such a highly touted prospect.
He was once upon a time, but like he proved
unmovable at one point.
Oh yeah,
untouchable.
The guy that we couldn't touch.
Yeah,
you couldn't touch this guy, but now he's gone now.
Now he's with the hapless Angels.
Exactly. Merrill Kelly, this is also a big trade. Merrill Kelly went to the Texas Rangers. This is big because the Texas Rangers won the World Series a couple of years ago because of amazing pitching. And if you looked at the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they tore apart their rotation. Their rotation was basically torn apart. Montgomery's gone. Merrill Kelly's gone. Corbin Burns done for the year. So they really just tore the rotation apart. And the Merrill Kelly's now with the Texas Rangers. The Dodgers got one of the Nationals' best prospects, Alex Call, and then the Dodgers gave up a couple of their pitching prospects for him, which is not terrible. Brandon Venezuela is now a Toronto Blue Jay. Will Wagner is now a Padre. You're going to hear the words of Padres a lot. Ryan O'Hearn, cash considerations, and Ramon Laureano.
Ramon
Laureano with the Padres. The Padres were like they gave up 13 prospects today.
Yeah, they want to win now. I love it.
They want to win now.
I love this mentality.
I love it, but like that's going to hurt you long term if you keep giving up prospects because this is exactly what they did in 2022. They gave up all their prospects. Like, okay, we want to win now.
Yeah, they want to make a run at it. I think they see the Dodgers not winning 130 games this year.
They see the
Dodgers weak.
They see the Dodgers as a weak team.
It's a weakness,
and they are because the Dodgers were supposed to be like Avengers: Infinity War, where the stars were supposed to align, and this team was supposed to break the Mariners' 2001 record. Well, that didn't come up close to happening. Now did it? So, the Padres gave up a lot of prospects to the Orioles. The Orioles juiced up on prospects over this.
They did. Hopefully, we'll see them in 2028, 30. Yeah. Well, hopefully we're here in 5 years. I'm gloating.
3 years.
Top
yeah.
of the NL East, or AL East.
And then Jesus Sanchez, one of the Marlins' top left fielders, is now an Astro. Also, Carlos Correa is an Astro again.
Were you shocked at this one?
I'm actually not shocked at all.
Not shocked.
Not shocked at all. Because the Astros are a good team. They have good pieces, but Correa put them over the top, and it was an unhappy marriage in Minnesota. I saw it coming apart at the seams.
So much drama with this free agency, though. Remember, I think he was supposed to go to the Giants.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to go to the Giants, and then like he failed a physical.
Failed a couple physicals.
He failed a couple physicals and a drug test, and he had Yeah, not
Minnesota
good.
signed him, and he was okay, nothing earth-shattering.
He was nothing amazing in Minnesota. He really wasn't.
Owed $103 million still.
Yeah, I know.
Minnesota going to pick up 33 of it, I heard.
Wow.
So that's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah,
But I agree with you. I think he's going to be much happier back in where they love him in Houston.
Yeah, he won a championship in Houston. I don't see why he wouldn't want to go back.
I mean, they're like, listen, no more trash cans.
No more.
He waived his no trade clause though.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think I think he's gonna play a lot better. He's gonna want to play a lot better.
He's gonna want to.
Got fans there.
You want to know something though, Ming?
Sure.
This Astros team, compared to their previous 7-8 seasons where they were like world beaters and you were intimidated by the Astros, they're not exactly the top tier team in the American League this year. They play in a very up and down division.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mariners and Rangers are competitive, but the Angels suck. And then the A's, they were fun, but now they're going to be dreadful the rest of the year because they traded Miguel Andujar away, and J.P. Sears, and Mason Miller. So it's like, why would you do this to yourself? So they self-destructed.
Yeah. Plus, he's got the Crawford boxes back. So
Exactly.
Good luck.
Exactly.
Welcome back, Carlos Correa.
Welcome back, Carlos Correa.
I just see that they're in the warehouse looking for Correa T-shirts from a couple years ago. They can put back at the team store.
No trash cans, and tell Jose Altuve to keep his shirt on. Next up, we got Jake Bird, like I mentioned, gone from the Rockies. We gave up a couple pitching prospects for him. And then David Bednar, we gave him up to the Pirates for a couple of catchers. Now think of it. Now look at it this way: we had to cut J.C. Escara to make room for all these pitchers, and the reason why we got rid of Escara was because Brian Cashman was like, "Oh, Ben Rice can play catcher too." Yeah, he's not a frequent catcher, so Austin Wells is gonna be playing catcher more for the regular season most of the rest of the year. And what sucks the most is that like Escara was doing okay. I mean, yeah, he was fading away a little bit. Like, I remember Sammy and I went to the game where he hit his first career home run. But now the rags to riches story, you could say, is kind of over, and that's unfortunate. Cedric Mullins to the Mets.
I heard David Bednar has not blown a save yet this year.
He has not blown a save this season.
Will he blow a save with the Yankees? It's the Yankees.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know. Like, they got a lot of closer caliber relievers on their team.
Sure.
Between Weaver and Devin Williams, who's up and down, and then
come on, Devin Williams isn't a closer. Bednar, that's a closer.
Well, Bednar could be a closer, but like they moved Weaver out of the closer's role after he got injured, and he hasn't been true to form since. So I understand that. And then, like I said, Cedric Mullins gone from the Orioles. They gave up a couple prospects for him and a couple pitchers. Cole Howard? Cody Howard? Cody Hewer. For cash considerations to the Rangers. We'll take some cash. Cash is king. Brock Stewart is now a Los Angeles Dodger. Again, the Twins were trading people away. Harrison Bader is now a Philadelphia Philly, courtesy of the Minnesota Twins. I didn't even know the Twins had him. I thought he was in, he was gone with St. Louis a while. I forgot where he went after he went to the Yankees, but I guess it was Minnesota. Now, there's a name that we call Harrison Bader for those who are Yankee fans. I'm not going to say it. It's inappropriate, but we call him the Master Bader. I'm so bad. Kyle Finnegan is now a Detroit Tiger. For courtesy of the Nationals. The Nationals dealt away a couple people too. The Mason Miller, J.P. Sears trade by the Padres. They're in win now mode. The trade that started this whole deadline, I can go all the way back. It was the Devers trade. The Devers are actually the worst team in baseball ever since that trade. The Giants are the worst team in baseball since that trade. Paul Sewald to the Tigers. I love this trade because Paul Sewald's a very good reliever, and the Guardians are going nowhere. So I guess you might as well. Shane Bieber, no, he's not related to Justin, is traded away from the Guardians. The Guardians gave up a lot of people. They really did. They're kind of throwing the towel in. Eugenio Suarez, that's a big one. Eugenio Suarez is now back with the Mariners. They gave up.
You wanted him though, didn't you?
I wanted him. I'll take Ryan McMahon. I don't have a problem with him.
He's no Eugenio Suarez.
He's no Eugenio Suarez, but hey, listen. I'll take it, okay? Ryan McMahon's been doing well since he came to the Yankees, so I have no problem with that whatsoever. He has. Watch the games. Steven Matz is now a Boston Red Sox, courtesy of the St. Louis Cardinals, who got Blaze Jordan, their number one prospect, for Steven Matz. Steven Matz is not the best pitcher out there, and Blaze Jordan, I guess the Red Sox don't think too highly of him. Otherwise, he would have still been there. Ramon Urias is now a Houston Astro. He was traded away by the Baltimore Orioles. Zach Little, the Yankees beat the Rays on Tuesday, and then the next day he gets dealt to the Reds, who also haven't been swept in the series yet. The Chicago Cubs got Michael Soroka, courtesy of a couple players from the Nationals. Jim Jarvis. Okay, we got a couple more. Ryan Helsley, I should say. The Mets loaded up on relievers, and honestly, good for them because their bullpen is terrible. Other than Edwin Diaz, their bullpen is terrible, and even Edwin Diaz is not good from time to time. This would make Carl happy. Johan Duran, one of the better relievers at the deadline, was traded by the Twins to the Phillies. If you look at the Mets or the Phillies bullpen and their closers role, they have been struggling to close out games. And their bullpen stinks too. And that's been a problem for several years now. The Mariners got Caleb Ferguson. I don't even know how he's still playing in baseball. Tyler Rogers is a New York Met, traded by the New York Giants. Ke'Bryan Hayes, this is actually a good one. Ke'Bryan Hayes was traded by the Pittsburgh Pirates to the Cincinnati Reds in division trade. The Reds are trying to make a playoff push. They're only a few games back of the San Diego Padres, but I don't think anyone's catching the Padres now for that third wild card spot. Unless either the Cubs or Phillies fall apart, I don't see it. All right, what else do we got? We got more. Austin Slater. Okay, this is one that I think I would like to mention. Austin Slater, who's awesome against lefties, was traded from the White Sox to the Yankees. We gave up Gage Zeal, one of our pitching prospects, for him. And like I said, Austin Slater made his debut for the Yankees today, and he hit a sac fly, fielder's choice RBI, so he got a run home. But he's probably going to be playing more outfield because when Aaron Judge comes back from injury, Judge is going to be DH, so you're going to have a lot of outfielders out there. One thing I want to actually mention before we continue the trades is that the Yankees, they got a lot of outfielders, and we didn't get a starting pitcher. The reason why was because the Marlins and the Diamondbacks and all these teams who had a starting pitcher on the block, they wanted our top prospect, Spencer Jones, and the Yankees said, go scratch your ass. That's what they basically said. And I think it's fine because in reality, you don't want to trade your best prospect away. Like, I actually like my farm system, and yeah, our starting rotation. Well, we're also going to get Luis Gil back on Sunday, so that's not a bad thing. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Oh, this is funny. So there was a doubleheader where the Blue Jays and the Orioles were playing each other. He was playing for the Orioles the first game of the doubleheader, and then the second game of the doubleheader, he goes to the Blue Jays and changes uniforms. Awkward.
Yeah, they follow the camera going from the home dugout.
Oh, that's funny.
Clubhouse.
That's funny. I need to see footage of that now.
Yeah, and he played in that game too.
He did.
Struck out 2 batters. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to keep scrolling down. Obviously, I mentioned the Devers trade to start it all. Danny Jensen is now with the Brewers, courtesy of one of the Rays player. The Twins got a lot of players in return. Carlos Carrasco is now Atlanta Brave. I guess we had cash considerations for Carrasco. Carrasco was originally the Yankee to start the year, but Carrasco kind of stunk this year. So he's gone. Eric Fetty, one of the Cardinals' better pitchers, is now an Atlanta Brave as well. The Cardinals got future considerations for him. Tristan Gray was traded by the White Sox to the Rays for cash considerations. Ahmed Rosario traded from the Washington Nationals to the Yankees, which should put a fire up Anthony Volpe's ass, but no, he hasn't, because Anthony Volpe's still starting games for us. Don't understand that. The Diamondbacks kind of sold a little bit too. Randall Grichuk is also traded away for Andrew Hoffman. Ryan McMahon, there's the trade that started it all for the Yankees. Gregory Soto, another reliever to go to the Mets. Josh Naylor, this was actually the trade that kind of started the barrage of trades. Josh Naylor was traded by the Diamondbacks to the Mariners for a couple of pitchers, and then we'll go down. Jose Ruiz was traded for Dan Dunning to the Texas Rangers. Adam Frazier traded to the Kansas City Royals from the Pirates for Cam Devaney. Future considerations: the Dodgers gave up Noah Davis. Other than that, a lot of light jab trades, a lot of weak punch trades. There's the Devers trade that started it all. I remember laughing my ass off when I saw the Red Sox give up Devers for Devers to the Dodgers.
All that drama.
All that drama. But you want to know something though? The Red Sox are actually still in playoff position. The Giants have actually been the worst team in baseball.
Tanking.
They really tanked. I don't know what happened to them. You figured Devers would actually be the spark plug for them to solidify themselves as a playoff team, but they've done nothing ever since they got him. And then, that's really all the trades that we got there. As far as like major significance or what I can actually read. So, yep, that's the deadline. It's past 6 p.m. on the East Coast. So there you go. The deadline has come and gone, ladies and gentlemen. So another thing I wanted to mention, and this is actually kind of like, I don't know how players don't learn from this. So Emmanuel Clase of the Cleveland Guardians, I think this is why the Guardians are tanking. Emmanuel Clase, the Guardians closer, was taken out or put on the MLB suspension. He's suspended by Major League Baseball for gambling. He was gambling on Major League games. He was gambling on his team. Kind of like the Pete Rose situation all over again, where you can't gamble, but yet you get caught. And this is the second Guardians pitcher this year to get caught for gambling. So the Guardians are in a little bit of a pickle now because two of their pitchers are now out of baseball for a while because of gambling. And before the season even started, one really popular umpire was also caught gambling, and he was ousted as well.
Is this hypocritical?
What's hypocritical?
Ban players and umpires from gambling.
I mean, here's the thing, though.
Is it hypocritical? There are FanDuel ads all over every stadium.
I know.
Come on.
I mean, listen.
Let him bet.
No. If I'm a player who plays for Major League Baseball, I wouldn't bet on my own sport. I would bet on my own team. I wouldn't put prop bets on myself. But you can bet other sports.
I say you can bet on your own team if you bet for your own team. If you bet against your own team, you can't do it.
No, you can't.
No,
if you bet against
you should. Why not? Why shouldn't you be able to bet on your own team?
If you bet on your own team, then
it should make you play better.
No, it doesn't make you play better. It actually makes you play worse because then it's like you're putting pressure on your own team to perform well.
Well, shouldn't you be doing that anyways?
Yeah.
So
yeah, but you should.
I think baseball would be better if you I thought players would play better if you let them bet on their own team.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that. What an incentive.
You want to know the gray area for gambling? The gray area for gambling is the fact that Major League Baseball, as well as every professional sport in America, we promote the hell out of gambling.
And I go up to judge like, yo, man, I got you in you got to hit a home run. I got you in a 3-leg parlay. Home run. How great would that be?
Oh yeah, no, it's
like so much fun.
It's like Ivy Mizahara all over again.
Yeah, I think it's hypocritical.
It is hypocritical, but you got to find a way to make amends for this because gambling's all over the place. They're literally warning you to gamble in every sport in the country.
Yes,
whether you're a player, whether you're a fan, whether you're a man, it doesn't matter. They're going to promote the hell out of gambling, and you're going to get tempted.
Can't partake.
They should partake if it brings joy. I've always been a fan of players in football having their own fantasy team.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan. I like that.
Yeah.
And the NFL can allow that. The NFL allows that.
Sure.
But the fact that they don't allow gambling, there should be a gray area.
The only rule is you can't bet against yourself.
You can't bet if you bet on yourself or do a prop bet against yourself, then you're gone. You're gone. Because then you're gonna probably try to get some type of edge or something like that. But I think of it this way.
God, it'd be so great, man. I was like, you just get one more strikeout.
Can you just get one more strike? Walks a batter.
I got 10 grand on you striking out 10 batters tonight.
I got 10 grand.
Just get one more.
I got 10 grand on you striking out 2 batters. Can you just get one more?
Yeah.
Walks them and then it gets taken out of the game. Fuck.
Exactly. That'd be. I think that would be so much fun.
See, that's the problem. Gambling, it's such a confusing. I would love to see. I would love if Carl was here because
wait, what are they accusing Class A?
So Class A bet on his own team. Class A bet on his own team
for them to
win games. He also bet prop bets on himself to which were strikeout prop bets or whatever, and he would underperform in strikeout prop bets.
Okay, that's okay. You
That's
can't
a
do
problem.
that. You
That's
can't do
a
that.
problem. You can't do that. That's
He would
a problem.
hold back. He would intentionally throw balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like that's not okay.
Okay.
That is not okay.
How and do they say how long they're suspending him for?
It's until further
Indefinite.
notice. It's until
Okay.
further notice.
Well, he's getting paid still.
He's still getting paid, but
Can he bet now? He's on suspension. Can he?
I mean,
place bets
technically
now?
you could. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't.
Right. Well, except you can't.
You can't. You can,
I
but
think
you
that's
can't.
crap. I think it's crap. If you're going to promote gambling and you want your fans to gamble, you should let players bet on their own team.
On your own team, but not on yourself, because then you can intentionally screw people over.
Okay, that I agree with. Yeah, and this is easily trackable, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Do you think FanDuel and DraftKings, they could track all these prop bets and all these bets, and what they found was Emmanuel Clase was intentionally throwing away bets that people bet on him for. That's why. That's why he's suspended.
That I guess he should be reprimanded for that.
He should be. He should be. Another story that I wanted to get into before we get into football really quick. This is actually kind of concerning. I don't know if any of you guys watching or in the studio heard about this. There was a guy in Manhattan who caused a shooting in Manhattan, and he tried to get into NFL headquarters and tried to shoot up the building. And supposedly this is a guy who played high school football, has CTE, and is also someone who tried to get into the NFL or tried so hard to make a college team or whatever. And supposedly he was like depressed or dramatically upset or traumatized or whatever. And years later he decided to act on that. I forget the guy's name was like Tamora or something like that. I forget the guy's first name. But he tried to shoot up the NFL building. The NFL put out a statement saying, we understand that this is not a comfortable situation for any of our employees, and we take our safety very seriously. Meanwhile, 4 people died, including a cop. And that's horrible. So, yeah, New York City, I think, held a live funeral for that cop, because it's tragic. You don't want to see someone like that happen. And listen, I on another show that I do called Foursquare Sports, which is one of the shows I do like 3 shows. I do this, I do Foursquare Sports, I do Talking Baseball with Sal Angeletti. On Foursquare, which is one of the shows I do, we make fun of CTE a lot, but in all actuality, it's not a joke. CTE is what happens when you take too many blows to the head and you suffer concussions over and over again, which I'm hoping doesn't happen to Tua Tagovailoa. I know. But you got to be like, and actually the guy wanted to get his brain examined. Like, he wanted to put his brain in for an evaluation or an observation because they had CTE. Now, I don't know if Ming saw the movie Concussion with Will Smith, but you saw that movie?
I didn't.
You didn't see, she saw it. So you know how like these former NFL players are struggling later in their lives and then they kill themselves or they get into intentional car accidents or like some things of that nature? Like, that's what happens when you have CTE. You're mentally screwed up, and then you either take your life, or you have lash outs, or you mentally can't handle things anymore, or you're just panicking, and then you decide to take your life. Like, that's what happened. And this guy, Tamora, tried to act on it, not by killing himself, but by trying to kill other people in the NFL. Not good. And the NFL still has a concussion problem to this day, which is a big issue. And this is the thing the NFL has to get fixed. I've said it before, and I've said this to Sammy time and time again. If Tua Tagovailoa suffers one more concussion, there's going to be a lawsuit. One more. And I'm not saying this as like someone who's looking at quarterbacks in fantasy. I'm saying it as a person that's actually looking out for people and making sure their lives are okay. Because remember when Tua suffered that concussion last year, before he suffered the hip injury, he was, like, people were saying, this guy needs to retire. He can't do this anymore, yada, yada, yada. But, like, in all seriousness, like, real life is more important than football in some cases. And I don't care how much money you're getting. Money can't buy you life. It can't. And I hope this guy tomorrow, I don't know if they killed him or something like that, or if they took him into custody, or if they're examining his brain. I don't know what they did with him, but like, I know that they got him. I think he's in police custody. And again, just a scary situation, and I hope that doesn't happen again. That being said, though, and before I actually continue, it's official. Carl McGlowski is not going to be on the show tonight, unfortunately, but it's okay. Carl, this is for you, buddy. Love you, man. The NFL season officially kicked off tonight, I guess you could say. Because tonight's the Hall of Fame game between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Detroit Lions. Antonio Gates is part of that 5-person class that made it into Canton this year. I have ranted and probably yelled a little bit about Eli Manning not getting in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not going to go on that tangent again, even though I'm by myself. I realistically could do that, but I don't want to do that to myself now. I don't want to waste energy. I'm going to a karaoke night tonight. I don't want to, waste my voice yelling about Eli Manning. Probably another day, but not right now. I wanted to do my division predictions with Carl, but I'm gonna take care of this myself. So for the NFC North, I have the Detroit Lions winning the division. I have the Packers in second. I have the Vikings in third, and I have the Bears in last. For the NFC East, which is my division, I have the Eagles in first. Although second place, I had the Commanders, but then Terry McLaurin decides to request a trade because he's not getting that long-term extension that he wants, and the Commanders are being cheap about it. So he might get traded to probably a team like San Francisco. I mean, the Commanders have Debo. You might as well I think the 49ers might try to get Terry McLaurin if they can. But I have the Eagles in first place. I have the Commanders in second for now. I have the Cowboys in third. God help me. And then I have the Giants in last. The Giants are just bad. I'm going to a preseason game, though, later on this month, in August, which I'm kind of excited about. That might be the only Giant game I go to this year, and it's a preseason game. But fun fact, I don't really count preseason games on my win-loss tally because it's like kissing your sister. It doesn't count. And, hey, listen, so unlike PG-13 shows, this is PG-16. Not rated R. Not quite rated R. But, so, I don't count preseason games. But if you go to my actual win-loss record for the Giants when it comes to regular season games, the Giants are 8-0 when I go to the regular season games. I can name every one. Jets in 2011, Commanders in 2012, Saints in 2012, Ravens in 2016, I think it was the Lions in 2016, the Eagles in 2021, the Bears in 2022, and then the Commanders in 2023. I did not go to a single Giant game last year, and I might not go this year when it comes to regular season. Actually, the only big thing I'll be going to in MetLife Stadium is the Jonas Brothers concert in a couple weeks. But in all seriousness, the Giants are in last place. I really don't see much optimism. I mean, Russell Wilson's going to be the guy week 1. Jackson Dart's probably going to sit there waiting to get his time. He's probably going to sit and develop. Brian Dable might get fired if things don't go well, and I don't think they're going to go well. Russell is kind of like your bench guy, or your bridge guy, I should say, your bridge guy to make way for Jackson Dart when he's ready. The NFC South, I have the Buccaneers in first. I have the Atlanta Falcons in second. I have the Carolina Panthers in third. I have the New Orleans Saints in last. The only thing the Saints fans want is Mardi Gras, because Mardi Gras is probably the only thing they're going to be happy about, because the Saints are doo-doo this year. NFC West, I have the 49ers in first, especially now with the potential rumors circulating about Terry McLaurin. The Seahawks are in second. I have the Arizona Cardinals in third. I have the Los Angeles Rams in last. I'll go over my wild cards for the NFC in a second, but I want to go to my AFC now. So for my AFC predictions, I have the AFC East. I have the Bills in first. I guess I'll put the Patriots in second. I'll put the Dolphins in third. I'll put the Jets in last. AFC North, I have the Ravens, then the Steelers, then the Bengals, then the Browns, and then the AFC South, I'll take the Houston Texans, then I'll go with the Indianapolis Colts, then I'll take the Jaguars, and then I'll take the Titans. And then the AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So now is my wild card. So for my wild card for the NFC side of things, I got to pick 3. I'm going to go with I guess I'll go with the Packers as my first wild card. I like the Packers a lot, especially what they've done in the draft. My second wild card, I'll take the Commanders, I guess, even though I'm not really too sold on what's going to happen with Terry McLaurin. Third wild card is tough, but I want to go with Minnesota. Decisions. My third wild card in the NFC. What do you mean? 4? Well, it's 3. I said 2 already. My third. My third wild card in the NFC. So my third wild card, I'm trying to think. My third is That's a tough one. I'm not taking. Do I end up going with the Seahawks? I'll take the Seahawks. The Seahawks will be my third wild card, and that's how the playoff. So it would be, if I were to go based on like best overall, the Eagles probably get the number 1 seed. Detroit would probably be 2. Tampa Bay would be 3, and then 4 would be the 49ers. So in my scenario, it would be Detroit, Seattle. Then it would be, who did I say was third again? I said the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers and the Commanders again. And then 4th would be the 49ers, and then the Packers. And then the Eagles would get the first round bye. The AFC side of things, I would have, well, I guess the Chiefs would be the number 1 seed, because who else? Chiefs, then the Bills, then the Ravens, and then the Texans. And then my wild card would be, my AFC wild card, the Chargers easily, because they're just so awesome. I love Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh and what this team could bring. I like my second wild card. Take the Pittsburgh Steelers because Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin are going to make it work. Third wild card's a little bit tougher, but I'll take the Patriots. Yeah. Hey, listen, their defense is for real now. Ever since Mike Vrabel became the new head coach, their defense is stacked now. So then it would be, all right, so I'd have Bills, Patriots. I'd have the third seed, which I said was the Ravens, and then they would take on the Steelers. So 2 division matchups right away. And then 4-5, I had the Texans and the Chargers, like last year. So now I'll go with my playoff scenarios and how it would go. 2-7 in the NFC side, I have the Lions taking on the Seahawks. I have the Lions winning easily. And then on the on the other on the second matchup, I had the 3-6 Bucks Commanders. I'll take the Bucks this time. And then the 4-5, which would be San Francisco versus Green Bay, I'll take the Packers. I'll go with a little upset here and there. So it would be Niners and no, it wouldn't be Niners. It would be, who did I say? Oh yeah, the Eagles and the Packers. And then Detroit, Tampa Bay as my semifinals on the NFC side. In that semifinal, I'll take the Eagles beating the Packers again. I hate to do it, but like it's just like the Packers are still a young team. They're talented and they're young, but like the problem with them is that they're not meant to take on the big boys just yet. They'll get there, but not quite. So I have the Eagles make it to the NFC Championship game, and then in the NFC Championship game, they'll face the Detroit Lions, America's true team. Screw the Cowboys. So I'd have Eagles and Lions, and then in that matchup, I take the Detroit Lions. I think, yeah, Detroit. I love Detroit. They should have made it last year, but like injuries hampered them in the playoffs last year. Now on the AFC side, Kansas City gets the bye. Bills, Patriots, Bills. Ravens, Steelers, Ravens again. It's basically chalk line, except maybe I go for the Chargers actually because the Texans are probably due for a first round upset. They win the wild card every year, it seems like, ever since they got CJ Stroud. And now, but like the Chargers are just too damn good. I like this team a lot. I'll take the Chargers. So again, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 5. And Chiefs, Chargers, Chiefs again. Bills, Ravens, tough one. But I'll take the Ravens in this one. Yeah. And then Chiefs, Ravens. I'll go with the Mahomes Chiefs again. I'll go with the Chiefs again. I want to see Lamar Jackson make it to a Super Bowl because he's just so electrifying and he's so awesome to watch, and probably someone I'll target in fantasy. Wink, wink. But but I think the Chiefs are just more well equipped, and they've been put in the situation one too many times to fail in a situation. The last time they actually, since 2019, the Chiefs have only missed the Super Bowl once. And that was when Joe Burrow and the Bengals actually beat them in their home turf to make it to the Super Bowl back in 2021. So 2019, 2022, 23, 24. The Chiefs have made it to the Super Bowl 5 of the last 6 years. God help me. This is like Tom Brady 2.0 all over again, except I actually respected Tom Brady more than I respect Patrick Mahomes. Because at least Tom Brady is actually a human, and he's actually a guy you can actually kind of get along with. Like, he's actually a good person. Like, Mahomes is kind of like, he turned heel so quickly. He became so cocky after that second Super Bowl. It's kind of like, wow, you went from beloved to hated in a blink of an eye because you basically are so cocky about winning 2 Super Bowls at that time. And you're like, oh, we can win them all. And then they almost won a 3-peat, but the Eagles smashed them. And then you ruined my Taylor Swift themed parlay. Thank you. So, and so I have the Lions and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 60, which is in California this year, or in 2026. I want to say the Lions so bad. I really genuinely do, because I love Detroit. I want to see them do well. I really, really do. And I think that even though they got new coordinators and everything, I still love the head coach, Dan Campbell. He's still awesome. So I would probably say the Lions win the Super Bowl, and I think Jared Goff's your Super Bowl MVP. Boom. Actually, be Super Bowl 59. This is not Super Bowl 60. Super Bowl 60 is also in California. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ming, Super Bowl 59 is in Santa Clara, and then Super Bowl 60 is in LA.
I believe you're correct.
I think I'm right. Because they went to Los Angeles a few years ago. And Super Bowl 59 has to be in, it has to be in Santa Clara. Oh, it's in, wait, what? Oh, it's in New Orleans again?
That's what it says here, yes. And let's go to
Wait, hold on. That says February 7th, 2025. Wait, so you're telling me that we're on Super Bowl 60 after all? Yeah, it's in San Francisco. I was right. All right, it is in San Francisco. Oh man, and then Super Bowl 61 is in Los Angeles.
You were right.
I was right. I just had the wrong years. I doubted myself. Shame on me. I'm trying to think. 20 minutes left to go. I'm trying to think what's else on my mind. So another thing on my mind, and this is actually something I want to get into. So for fantasy football purposes, I'm actually in a really competitive league right now. I mentioned Foursquare. If you know Foursquare Sports, and it's an awesome show that I do, but I love the Equinox. The Equinox is awesome too, and we have an awesome producer right across from me. Foursquare Sports is on KIXP 102.3 FM, The Island Experience in Washington State. It's made up of me, Kevin Zelix-Kovacs, John Welch, and Alec Nava. I'm from, obviously, the Garden State here in New Jersey. Kevin's from Texas. He used to live in New Jersey, but then he moved to Texas. God help him. My friend John Welch is from Washington State, and then my friend Alec is from North Carolina. We all have fun on the show. It's awesome. KIXP, we air every Sunday on the airwaves in Washington from 6 to 8 p.m., and then we record every Friday and Saturday for those of you who want to tune in. Well, it's on YouTube every Sunday, no matter what, because we got to get the stuff over the airwaves on Sunday. But it's recorded every Friday or Saturday, depending on the situation. Anyway, I'm doing fantasy football for this league right now. It's 8 teams. It's made up of 8 people, which is not common. Usually fantasy football leagues are made up of 10 to 12 people. But for 8, we're doing you're playing everyone twice now. There's going to be no divisions. And I'm hoping to God I get the number 1 pick in the draft. So, me personally, if you want some fantasy football tips, I can give some to you. Especially for those who are novices and are trying to prepare themselves for the upcoming season. I'm sorry. So, always, have a well-rounded roster. So that's my first tip. You want to have a good mix of players, but typically with fantasy rosters, you want to have at most 2 QBs. With receivers, you want to have 4 or 5 receivers, really 3 or 4, because 5 would be kind of pushing it. Running backs, you want at least 4, or at most 4. You want 4, but and then tight ends, you would want maybe 2. You have the flex spot as well. Another tip I have is flex defense is based on matchups. So for those of you who are new to fantasy, if you are someone who likes to pick a defense and stick with the defense every week, don't do that, because typically with defenses you can flex them every week based on matchups. Like if I have the Ravens defense on my fantasy roster and I want to stick with them the entire season, let's just say they play the Bills one week. I don't want to play the Ravens defense against the Bills that one week because I won't get as many points. So I'll probably go with like a higher defense playing a weaker opponent, or even a crap defense playing a terrible opponent, because in most cases a crap defense would be a crap offense. So realistically, like if you're like a defense like the Texans defense and you're playing a team like the Browns, go with the Texans that one week. Like don't stick with the defense consistently. Another tip I have is you all try to get a double dip. What is a double dip? It's basically when you have a QB and a receiver from the same team. Why? Because if you throw a touchdown, if you're quarterback from the Seahawks, let's just say the Seahawks as an example. If you have the Seahawks QB and he throws a touchdown pass to a receiver from the Seahawks that you also have, you get double the points that way. Because passing touchdowns in fantasy is 4 points, and a receiving touchdown in fantasy is 6 points. Really 7, because in PPR leagues you get 1 point for a reception. So realistically you're getting 11 points plus depending on the touchdown, but like have a double dip. So if you want to pair Justin Herbert with a receiver from the Chargers, I recommend that 100%. If you want to pair two players from the same team, you have to get a quarterback and a receiver from the same team. That's a double dip. It could even be a tight end too. If you're in the red zone and you throw it to a tight end, and like say for example Lamar Jackson throws a touchdown pass to Mark Andrews in the red zone, that's still a double dip because you're getting points either way. So that's the tip I have for you. Another tip I have for you, always observe the waiver wire. Use the waiver wire to your advantage. So what's the waiver wire? The waiver wire is basically when you are looking to drop players from your team and bring in new players. So what you could do in fantasy football is if you have a player on a bench that you want to get rid of because they're not being productive, or you've started them in the past and they've done you dirty, you could drop a player for a waiver wire player. So like say for instance I have a running back that's not doing so well on my team, I want to get rid of him. You go on the waiver wire and you look at all the players out there, specifically the running back position, that maybe you could replace. Sometimes you could use the waiver wire position for long-term solutions or even short-term solutions, or even just to try to box somebody out of getting somebody. So what do I mean by boxing someone out? If you box someone out if you put in a claim for a player and another person puts in a claim for a player, you could put in a claim for a player to box someone out, but all you have to do is hope that the algorithm is in your favor and that you get the player that you want to try to screw somebody else, and like try to bolster your roster and also keep someone else's weak. Another fantasy tip I have for y'all, and I shouldn't be saying this tip because I've told people this. There's a thing on Google called the trade value chart. And the trade value chart, if someone offers you a trade, there's like fantasy points that you can like compare. Like say for instance, I want to trade Jalen Hurts for Derrick Henry. They'll have this website, I forget what it's called. They'll have like a comparison like how much value points you'll get. Typically running backs will have more value points because running backs do everything. They catch the ball and they run the ball. So running backs are more valuable. Even though receivers are also becoming more valuable nowadays in fantasy because PPR, you're going to get more points. For every catch you have, you get 1 point. So if you're skeptical or wondering how a trade is going to go, use this value chart or value calculator as it's called, because it will benefit you, and I guarantee you it will answer more questions and not leave you hanging. It'll be more of a solution than a problem. All right, so what else can I talk about for another 10 minutes? 15 minutes. For another 15 minutes, what's on my mind? Oh, yeah. So, for those of you who want to know more... Oh, yeah. SummerSlam. So SummerSlam is in New Jersey this weekend. It's in MetLife Stadium. So what is SummerSlam? It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views in the WWE. So it will be at MetLife Stadium. It's a 2-day event for the first time ever in the event's history. So it'll be Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd. So that means that you can purchase tickets for both days. It'll probably cost you more because it's a 2-day event package, or you can purchase for 1 day. I mean, I don't really recommend doing that. I like the full experience. Like the last time I went to a wrestling event was probably back in 2019 before the COVID pandemic. I'll never forget. And it was actually in MetLife Stadium. It was WrestleMania 35. It was when Becky Lynch won both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. I remember that clear as day. That was literally like 6 years ago. My God, time's going too fast. I was still in college at that time. What else is on my mind? Oh, yeah. So college football is on the horizon. And college football, I know I have an Alabama Crimson Tide alum right across from me, Sammy. The college football playoff, again, is sticking to 12 teams. A lot of people were saying that they should expand the playoff format to 14 teams. I think it's fine the way it is. But, yeah. Keep it at 12. Keep it at 12. I actually preferred it at 4, but then again, 4 kind of got too stale because like the same teams got in every year. So at least 12 was kind of nice. So, well, when your team misses the playoffs, you're kind of going to get upset. Actually, I'm across from a Crimson Tide fan over here, and I'm across from a Michigan Wolverine fan right there. So and I'm in a crosshair. I'm a Rutgers Scarlet Knight fan. Hey. So, so when it comes to college football, this is actually kind of sad too. So Lee Corso, who has been a staple for College Game Day since 1988, is going to have his final show on August 30th. It will be a USC Ohio State game, and the thing is, like Lee Corso, he's working this game. He's working this show. He's 90 years old. He's been like one of the most eccentric and energetic personalities ESPN's ever had. And obviously, at 90 years old, you got to retire. So Lee Corso's calling it a career, such a legendary career too. I mean, the headgear that everyone tries to replicate, no one can replicate better than Lee Corso can. So obviously, when August 30th comes around, which will actually be in exactly 30 days, it's going to be hard. I'll actually be in Washington D.C. that day. Actually, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so a little bit about me and what I've been doing or what I'm going to be doing soon. So, I went to an event at Bar A. No, not the Beat the Clock Tuesdays. I went to Bar A because on Friday, they had a Sirius XM event where Christopher freaking Mad Dog Russo was there. And he literally he did me a huge solid. I asked him, can you do a shout out to Foursquare Sports for us? Because the 4 of us, me, Kevin, Alec, and John, we are all fans of Mad Dog. And I got like an 18 clip of him saying, hey, I'm Christopher Mad Dog Russo. You know what I do? Foursquare Sports, Sunday nights from 6 to 8. Like it was all in one try. I almost fainted after he walked away because that was something that I never thought would happen. I'm actually shocked that he even wanted to do that. That just speaks more about Mad Dog than anybody else. And actually, the SiriusXM guys are actually really humble. SiriusXM, like Damon Amendola and all these personalities, like Mad Dog, obviously is the most genuine you can get. I don't know how he paired with Mike Francesa for 19 years, but I mean, he's a patient one, that's for sure. So there was that. That's going to be part of the Foursquare Sports outro now. We're sponsored by DAS Technology Consulting, by the way, on Foursquare Sports. And then there's also another thing I'm doing. I'm going to Washington, D.C. on Labor Day weekend. And on that weekend, I'll be going to my first ever Nationals game. And I'm actually really excited about that because I've never been to Nationals ballpark before. I heard it's really good. I got the tickets for a good price. I'm also going to do a whole bunch of things there. I'm going to be going to DC I'm going to be in the White House. How Sammy and I were even able to get that, I have no idea. That was just literally God giving us a gift. And then We're thinking of going to the Hell's Kitchen Season 3 Winners Restaurant. There's also a Hell's Kitchen in Washington, D.C., which I actually really like because for those of you who don't know reality TV too well or reality TV competitions, Hell's Kitchen, if you're looking to really get into reality TV shows or competitions, that's the one to watch. Not Survivor, because Survivor is I've tried it. But actually, I have like 9 minutes. I'll just get into this. How do you even have a show like Survivor and keep it on the air for this long? Because it's been going on for like 25 years. Like, these guys are literally, they're starving themselves. Their stomachs are like up to here now because they're not eating proper food. They're not in shelter. They're literally going to the ocean for water to drink. I never watched an episode of Survivor, and I don't think I want to because I would be. Oh, God. If it were me on a show like Survivor, I'd want off in the first episode. I would literally be like, get me off this island! I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't. Because there's something about Survivor, to me, that's like actually very, very strange. How people even want to do that, praise be with you. I don't know how you even get through that. And apparently you're not the same after an experience on Survivor. Apparently you're like even more hungry than you were before. You're more thirsty than you were before because you're obviously, you're traumatized by a certain experience and you don't want to relive it again. Now, if you're talking reality TV shows or reality TV competitions, one of my underrated favorites, and I don't know if any of you heard about this. I don't know if any of you heard about The Biggest Loser, but that was one of my favorite reality TV shows. So it's basically these people who are like 300, 400, 500 pounds that go on the show to lose weight. And it's like, these trainers are like pushing them harder than they ever have before. But apparently like the reason why they're overweight is because they went in a dark spot once upon a time in their lives. And the show is defunct now. They don't have The Biggest Loser. The Biggest Loser is no longer on. And that's sad because I felt like it was going somewhere. But then they also discovered that say I'm a 525 pound guy and I lose 325 pounds, I'm 200 pounds. Apparently, if you lose a crap ton of weight, you'll be more hungry. You won't be as energetic. You'll be more pooped because you basically burned off all that energy losing weight and you get tired. Now, this is coming from a guy who also does Stairmaster for 40 minutes on a level 14. So I can only imagine. like Megan and Sammy are just kind of looking at me like, you do that? Yeah, I do. That's why I'm in shape right now. I try to get Sammy to do some cardio, and like she loves it sometimes, but then she also is like, I just want to get my leg workout in if I possibly can. Actually, you know what? Ming, can you turn the other microphone on? Can you turn the microphone on? Yeah. It's on? Sammy, get over here. Get over here. Go on. Get over here. Why? Just to talk for a minute. Yeah, get the chair over here. Get the chair over here. All right, so you're going to get... This is your first taste of actual podcasting, Sammy. So Ming's going to zoom the camera out. Yeah. Come on. Mic is hot.
Great.
All right, put your headset on.
Okay.
All right, so first off, this is my girlfriend, Samuel Myers, for those of you who don't know who she is. What I had to get you on here because I want to talk about like our gym routine. We're going back to the gym for the first time on Saturday, and you want to do like a leg workout, you said.
Yes.
Are you scared of what's your favorite body part to exercise? Please explain.
This has nothing to do with sports.
Hey, listen. I tried to carry for an hour, but now I feel like I need a little bit of carry for the next 5 minutes.
Okay, my favorite workout. Probably legs.
Legs? Nah, I think you're kind of bluffing a little bit. I think you love boxing. I think you love the boxing workouts we do.
That counts? Yeah, boxing.
Yes, it counts. Like, boxing workouts count. I think I know one thing you dread is the Superman punch because you can't really do it as well as you think you can. Although you want to do it. I've seen you attempt the Superman punch and you want to try and do it. But then again, I'm jumping up in the air like Roman Reigns does whenever he does it. Oh god, wait. All right, so Ming's fixing something. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, it's a fade. Okay. So Sammy is an Alabama Crimson Tide alum. I mentioned it before.
Roll Tide.
How confident are you in Kalen DeBoer this year for 2025? I know that Jalen Milroe is gone, but
Yeah, not very confident.
not very confident.
No, not too much. I miss Nick Saban. I'll say that.
Well, he's on College Game Day now.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. there are already Crimson Tide fans rioting about how they want Nick Saban to come out of retirement for that.
He should.
Now, if you want to get into my now, one thing that you've told me about, like, you want me to come down to Alabama for a Crimson Tide game.
You have to.
Is it actually fun in Alabama? Is the campus actually good?
Yes. It's like something you'll never witness before.
Something I've never witnessed before.
Alabama football game, yes. Over 100,000 fans in that stadium.
100,000?
The stadium holds like over 100,000.
Man, they must really love their football over there.
Yeah. Wait till you see it. A tailgate, the whole quad is full of tents and everything.
And I know you told me when we first started dating, you were like, they have a chant, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying the modified version of it because it's actually it's explicit, but
A little bit.
it's explicit, but we can't say that. And I know that, well, with my school, I got to take it on one of my school's games, whether it be basketball or football. Probably football because Rutgers football is actually decent. I'm not saying they're world beaters, but they're okay, I guess you could say. When you take me to a Crimson Tide game, actually, what's the actual culture like at the state of Alabama? Is the campus all there is, or is there more to life than just the campus?
I mean, a little bit. Not too much. I mean, it's mostly just the campus, and the stadium, the bars.
The bars?
Yeah.
They got good bars over there?
Oh, yeah. The restaurants. They have good restaurants.
Good restaurants.
They do.
Hmm.
They do. My favorite Mexican restaurant is downtown Tuscaloosa.
Really?
Yes.
What's it called?
Don Tono's.
Don Tono's?
Yeah, it's the best Mexican restaurant ever.
Now, one of the things that we mentioned on the car ride here is that on Foursquare, there's a show called we have a segment called Fresh, Fine, or Fried. And Sammy's been talking to me about what her topic's going to be. And I gave Sammy the topic idea, whether or not she wants to go with it. This is a sneak preview. Now, the guys at Foursquare are not going to see this because unlike the rest of the guys at Foursquare, I'm old-fashioned. I have Facebook, and I don't think they take too kindly to me exploiting something on YouTube. Well, this is on YouTube as well, but this is mainly on Facebook as well. So tell us what your Fresh Fine or Fried is going to be when we do it on Saturday.
I don't know if I fully decided yet.
I thought I gave it to you.
I mean, the weather thing is good, yeah.
The weather thing is good.
I could go off about the weather for a really long time and how there's nowhere with perfect weather.
One thing I really want to say, and this is like the last clip I'm going to say before we actually sign off. The weather in New Jersey has been disastrous, and I've stepped outside, and in actuality, like Staten Island is taking a big hit with the rain and everything. But when Sammy and I were driving into Monmouth County from Ocean County, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. And weather people should really, really, really consider doing their jobs better. I don't know how often they look at the almanac, but that's something that they really need to figure out, like to study the almanac a little bit better. But that's something that, like, this summer in New Jersey has been kind of rough, I'll be honest. But
Terrible.
Anyway, I think that's going to conclude it for the Equinox today. Obviously, I'm Matt Siriani. Ming Chen pushing the button. Sammy Myers making a brief appearance. So, for those of you who want my sign-off message, this is what I say all the time. Please take care of your elders 60 or over, because like SpongeBob SquarePants once said, old people are the greatest. They're full of wisdom and experience. Take care, everybody.